Both maybe a little excited in the clubhouse, and go out and get him, Tiger, and let's go.
And he did. He really did. 3-0 Yankees. Norris trying to settle down a little bit now in the second inning. Pitches to Cerrone, and it's a strike. There's the fastball. The Dodgers beat Montreal today 5-1 in their first meeting.
Well, what pitching they've had the last 4 games.
It's been great. Here's a pitch. It is a very wide fastball. 2-1 the count now. Clutch at third. Piccolo the shortstop. McKay playing second, and Moore at first base for the Oakland team. Line drive. Hit to the third baseman Clutch. He short hops it, fires over to first to Moore, and there's one away. Almost caught that ball in the air. So he grounds to third, and Cerrone is out. Here's Willie Randolph, moved down to number 9 in the batting order.
Asked Charlie Lau, the Yankee hitting coach, what was the matter with Randolph. Says Curdy's swinging at bad pitches. He normally doesn't do that. Last year he led the league in walks. Now he's going for bad stuff.
Here's a fly ball lifted to right center field deep. Armas is going back, still going. And it is Murphy over there, too, and Murphy makes the catch.
Boy, those guys can go get it, can't they? I mean, Armas was right there with him, stride for stride. They play as if strings are tied on them. In synco out there in that A's outfield. Great speed. They can go back on the ball and come on for it.
Murphy went a long way to haul that one in. And Armas is there, too, if needed. Here's Mumphrey, the switch batting leadoff man who struck out to start the Yankees in the opening inning. Batting left-handed against the right-handed Norris. 3-0. New York leads in the second. Fastball high and away, ball 1.
Billy Martin said, I've got 3 center fielders playing the outfield. They all were center fielders at one time.
That's a great luxury to enjoy, all right, for a baseball manager. Mumphrey cuts. Here's a fly ball lifted to right. Easy chance for Armas. He's under it waiting. He has it, and they go down 1-2-3 in the Yankees second. At the end of 2, New York 3, Oakland nothing.
Well, you're looking at the latest phenomena in baseball. Reggie Jackson, ever since a trip to Chicago, the fans throw him money. He's picking some up. The groundkeeper, he made about, I bet you made $6, $8 there.
Didn't he have a day where he said he made almost $80? Did I read that correctly?
Ground crew, they love him for that.
Who said there's an economic crisis and unemployment is high in the world?
Look at him. Whoop, wait a minute. He saw, whoop, no, I'll get it the next inning. Right field. So we go to the second inning here. Antonio Armas will lead it off. Yankees leading 3-0. Antonio Rafael Armas. Born in Venezuela, he still lives there. Came over from the Pittsburgh Pirates along with Doc Medich, Dave Justy, Doug Bear, Rick Lanford, and Mitchell Page in exchange for Tommy Helms, Phil Gordon, and Chris Patton. What a trade. There's a base hit. Armas is on. So these Oakland A's come roaring back.
Well, you wonder what happens to Billy Ball when you're 3 runs down. You can't afford to take a whole lot of chances. You're playing a veteran ball club. Middle infielders like Willie Randolph and Watson. Of course, Nettles, very alert.
Well, they didn't wait for the first pitch, but John is not a wild, doesn't have a reputation for being wild, so he jumped right on the first strike. Armas is on, Klutz the batter. Inside, ball 1. Klutz played for the Yankees in 1976, 78. He was a number 4 pick in the 1972 free agent draft. It is low.
Tommy John can go through the course of a ball game if he finishes a 9-inning game and throw up 15 or more ground balls.
Full foul, so the Oakland A's are not waiting. They know John's not going to walk too many, so Armas jumped on the first pitch. 2 balls and no strikes. Klutz went to work. You'll see some good plays behind Tommy John because he's around the plate. He works fairly fast.
He needs no scouting report either. He pitches the same pattern against everybody. Down, low and away to right-handers.
Off the glove. Nettles can't make a play. And the A's have 2 base runners on. Nobody out. And Kelvin Moore is the batter.
Sinker ball. Tommy John gets it on the ground. He got a little bit up, and Klutz went with the ball very well. Milburn was not going to have a play. It was going to go through anyway. Here's a young kid that's got some home run power, and it is to right field. In fact, the first swing of the bat yesterday in batting practice in Yankee Stadium, he hit the ball out in right center field. He's got that swing inside out. Can go with a pitcher like Tommy John.
This could be 2. Randolph, 1 over to first. Pulls Watson off the bag. It's only a force play with Armas taking third.
Mickey Klutz, the former Yankee, has the ball, handcuffs Willie Randolph. Milburn, Klutz really goes after him. As soon as Willie had to back up on the play, got the ball jammed in his stomach. He couldn't get a real strong throw to Milburn.
Number 5.
So Klutz takes him out of a double play with the takeout.
Nettles wants to talk to Tommy John now. Newman is the batter.
Don't know if they would do it now, 3 runs down. He may be reminding Tommy John. The Oakland A's have a play where the runner on first base takes the lead off and stumbles and pretends he falls. As silly as it sounds, it's worked successfully. I don't know how many times over the last couple of years. The pitcher throws to first, and the guy from third just walks on in.
It's referred to as a high school play, but it puts numbers on the board. Newman fouls it off, strike 1. Newman, born in Fort Worth, now lives in Danville, California. He came over from the Cleveland Indians in 1975. 6'2", 210. Jeff Newman.
He's playing today instead of Heath because he hits this Yankee staff pretty well, or he has recently. There's Armas at third.
One strike to count. 3-0 to score. Yankees. Bouncing ball. Nettles the second. 1 out. Over to first. Low throw. Watson gets a double play. Nice play by Bob Watson at first base.
What an advantage for shortstop to have a man like Greg Nettles. Look how far to his left he went to get that ball. Feeds the ball to Randolph perfectly about belt high. It was really nice. Watson snaps it out of the dirt.
You might have noticed on that play as Watson with the pickup, a good play, that there wasn't a whole lot of pressure on the infielder in the middle of that double play, and it might have made a difference. So we go to the bottom of the second. The score here, the Yankees 3, the A's 0.
While others said the Shah would never fall, one Middle East expert warned of his possible defeat and its effects on oil supplies. Dr. Alvin Cottrell, who's been a consultant to 4 nations, but only one Wall Street firm, Payne-Weber, where the research department distills his information for the Payne-Weber broker. Because when investing, getting the right information and getting it first can be the difference between success and failure. Payne-Weber, working to get the right information first.
Thank you, Payne-Weber.
Nettles at third. He bobbles in. Everybody's safe. He tried to catch the ball and step on third because it was going to be a tough play at first. And everybody is safe. The bases are loaded.
Well, you see a little bit of, not exactly Billy Ball, but the kind of speed that Ricky Henderson had. Nettles probably looking out of the corner of his eye at Henderson. Ball hits him on the heel. Joe, he might have had a better shot at Cliff Johnson at first base than at third, because Johnson, with that hard swing, that corkscrew swing, he really didn't get a good jump. Show you from another angle. Henderson coming hard. Nettles waited on the ball. The speed.
So it's an error on Greg Nettles, and that loads the bases and brings up Armas. And he's a big RBI man. He drove in 76 during the season. It is low, ball 1. Armas single to right his first time up.
Man, the Yankees want to pitch around. Can't right now, can they? He can look so bad, Armas, on a pitch, and then hit one of your mistakes a long way.
Shortstop Milburn has it to Randolph. Forces on. Yankees get out of it. So with the bases loaded, Tommy John gets a ground ball from Armas. That ends the third inning. We move to the bottom half of the third inning. The score here, it's New York 3, Oakland 0. Milburn, Winfield, and Reggie Jackson due up for New York. There are so many sights when you fly in and out of this great city. Statue of Liberty, and there's a helicopter flying over. And one of the great sights as you fly out is Yankee Stadium from overhead. And there you have a view of it. Larry Milburn, single and scored his first time up. Straightaway center field. But Murphy is there. He didn't swing that hard, but as we mentioned, they play a very shallow outfield. So there's one away. Dave Winfield is the batter. And this telecast is presented by authority of Major League Baseball. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. And any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Dave Winfield.
How he has changed his batting style under Charlie Lau. Moved away off the plate, deep in the box to get those arms extended.
He pops this one up. Moore near the stands and doesn't have a play at strike one. You know, Tony, we talk about the mechanics of Charlie Lau, but I think one other thing is very important that he gives the hitters. It's his philosophy, and that is to accept failure. I mean, to believe that if you get 3 out of 10, you are a 300 hitter, but you fail twice as many times. So you're not going to get a hit every time. But how many times you've seen guys get so upset that they will not accept failure, and it costs them? High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike Norris. They trail 3-0. Yankees in front.
Well, Bryant Gumbel talked about it in his pregame show. We've alluded to it. Reggie Jackson's on deck, and it seems almost like a soap opera, as you called it. Reggie, Billy, George show. We have to talk a little further about that. Some comments from Reggie about it.
I tell you, wherever Reggie Jackson goes, there's excitement. Curveball misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there you see Billy in the middle. Art Fowler.
To Art's left is tomorrow's scheduled starting pitcher. You just saw his face and mustache, Steve McCatty, who's going to get a lot of votes for Cy Young Award this year.
Pull foul. Look out. That bounced around. Got a photographer on a rebound.
I'm certain that Art is sitting next to McCatty. It's a procedure he uses when a pitcher's to pitch the next day, so they can go over hitters together. It's a young staff. Dave Winfield in 1981. Bats, hits, total bases, doubles, RBI, game-winning RBIs. A lot of ones there. His first were for the Yankees.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, foul once again. He tried to pull the screwball, and that's going to be tough. Three to nothing, the Yankees lead.
Winfield drafted by 4, if you haven't heard, different professional leagues at the University of Minnesota, the American Basketball Association, the NBA, the NFL. He decided to choose baseball.
He went directly to San Diego, right from the University of Minnesota.
Played for the Lake Dick Siebert, University of Minnesota, as did Paul Molitor of Milwaukee.
Pull foul once again.
You think he feels about this time Winfield he made the right choice? He secured his financial future for as long as he and his family are around.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. Nobody on. Oakland A's and the Yankees battling for the American League pennant. Broken bat, tried to go the opposite way. McKay has it, and Winfield is out.
Reggie Jackson coming up. Well, we talked about the George, the Billy, the Reggie show. We asked him what his opinions of all that marquee value is.
Well, Tony, I guess the media and television and radio people, most of them really lose sight of what is important. And I think if they have to write stories like that, to me, it's kind of embarrassing. If it's a Reggie George Billy show in fun, fine, but I want no part of any animosity, no part of anything embarrassing to anyone. If I'm concerned about Billy Martin or that kind of a show, then I'm not going to play very well on the field. I'm concerned about the Oakland A's, and that's it.
Reggie Jackson. He has played in more league championship series than any player. It's his 9th. Deep to left center field. Henderson, Murphy, and Murphy is there. And outfield can go get him. 1, 2, 3 for the Yankees. We complete 3 innings of baseball here. It's a Yankees 3 and Oakland nothing. From some 1,000 feet over Yankee Stadium, you're looking at the Goodyear Blimp America. From Houston, Texas, the pilot, Captain Tim Townley-Wren from Escanaba, Michigan. Our cameraman is Al Camoin. Beautiful shot of Yankee Stadium. We move to the 4th inning. Yankees, 3 runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Oakland A's, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. And this afternoon, Tommy Lasorda and his Dodgers, 5, Montreal 1. Ball 1 on Mickey Klutz. Klutz was safe in the 1st inning. A base hit off the glove of Tommy John. Hits this one to straightaway center field. And Mumphrey says, I'll wait for it. There's 1 out.
We've talked an awful lot about the Oakland A's outfield. You don't get them any better than Dave Winfield in left. As good a throwing arm as there is. Mumphrey has exceptional speed, even though he's coming off a foot injury. And Jackson, late in the season against Milwaukee, made some outstanding plays. He has speed and he has a good throwing arm.
Here's Kelvin Moore, strike 1. Moore, born in Leroy, Alabama, where he now lives. Went to Jackson State. He was the A's number 3 pick in the June 1978 free agent draft. Ken Parker, the scout, drafted him. He hit in his last 5 games, 7 for 19. Down to third baseman Greg Nettles. Over to first. It is in time. Nice play.
The amazing anticipation of Greg Nettles. When Tommy John wound up before he released the ball, Nettles moved about 4 steps over to the line. It was an off-speed pitch. Or when Tommy John comes inside to try and get the ball down and into hitters, he'll move toward the line. He moved about 5 steps and the ball was off the bat. He's getting signals from Milburn, his shortstop, because he can't see into Cerrone signs.
This is Jeff Newman hitting to a double play his first time up. It's outside, ball 1. 2 men out, nobody on. Doesn't get it. 1 ball and 1 strike. A's went down in order in the 1st inning, but they had a couple of base runners in the 2nd. They had bases loaded in the 3rd. Line drive right at Milburn. So it's a perfect inning. We go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's the Yankees 3, Oakland nothing. And it'll be Oscar Gamble for the Yankees, Greg Nettles, and Bob Watson. George Steinbrenner, the owner of the Yankees, watching his team, who right now have a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 4th.
I wonder which plan he's mulling over right now, plan A or plan B. Doesn't he have 2, or publicized anyway? But a plan A, if they win the whole thing, will keep a lot of members of the team, and apparently a plan B, if they don't get in the World Series and win all of that, he may back up the truck and haul off a lot of pinstripes.
Whatever he has done or going to do, he's been in the playoffs. And he's here once again with his team. And this is Oscar Gamble, who walked and scored. Screwball is a strike. Oscar Gamble. He has been around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oscar's played for the Cubs, the Phillies, Indians, White Sox, Padres, Rangers, and the Yankees twice. Two balls and a strike. Outside, 3-1. Mike Norris. Well hit, but pulled foul. He got way out in front. 3-2 the count.
I cannot think of a pitcher in baseball, no matter how hard he throws, who can prevent Oscar Gamble from pulling the ball. He is so quick and has a very lively bat. He does not give you much of a target to throw at. Look at this shot. His head and hands right in the strike zone.
He got him on strikes. So Gamble called out on strikes. Doesn't believe it. It's his second strikeout for Mike Norris.
Gamble on the screwball from Norris. Watch the arm action of Norris. The ball tails away. Nice job by Jeff Moon, just sneaking the ball in a little bit. He very gracefully pulled that ball back, didn't he?
So there's 1 out. Here is Nettles, who so far is the big hero. He had a double in the first inning with the bases loaded. Strike 1, fouls it back.
Billy will go a long time with his starting pitching. Obviously with the DH, you don't have to take him out when you're behind. But he has never had a whole lot of faith in that bullpen. He's tried to develop some youngsters. He's got Underwood down there, a kid named Beard, who's a very hard thrower. Billy and Art Fowler. The kid Beard could become important. He's young and he throws hard. He may be called out in this series.
1 ball and 2 strikes. They'll clock pitches as to the number. That's why they complete games or innings pitched. It really don't mean that much. It's how many pitches you make. Different pitchers have different ranges. Norris, it's about 115. What he averages during the ball game. Low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th, 3-0. Yankees lead.
If he's doctoring, where does he get it? I think spitballs are passé. Become more sophisticated.
Off the end of the bat, left center field. And once again, it's Murphy. It looks like there's a big gap when it starts out, but those outfielders really plug the gap in a hurry.
As this series goes along and we move to Oakland, for this speedy outfield, you've got 2 ideal parks because they're both spacious ballparks. These kids have a long way to go in the alleys here in Yankee Stadium and right and left center field.
One strike to count on Bob Watson.
Bob Watson average that you saw was not a typical average. He is really struggling. He had a severely pulled groin muscle most of the season. Couldn't shake it.
Base hit. He hung the pitch and Watson just jumped on it. Watson hit the ball hard his first time up. Fly deep to left center field. So Watson is on and Rick Cerrone is the batter.
Rick Cerrone.
Two outs. Base runner at first, Watson. Cerrone bounced out his first time up, third to first. Down the left field line, coming over fast,
what a
making
play.
the grab. Henderson, what a play he made. That outfield can take more base hits away. Henderson near the line. What a play he made. Here it is.
Well, throw you back a few years, a man named Sandy Ambrose, who couldn't run like this kid nor play the outfield, and where he was playing Cerrone was shading the left center field a little bit, trying to protect the gap in left center. He just outran the ball. The ball was sinking and hooking away from him.
And you wonder if he could have made that play if he were a right-hand thrower and the glove wasn't on that hand. So, game of inches, he proved it right there. Great play. End of 4. Yankees 3, Oakland nothing.
We're back in the Bronx, New York, Yankee Stadium. We go to the top of the 5th. Game number 1 for the American League pennant. The Oakland A's versus the New York Yankees. This Yankees 3, Oakland nothing. Tommy John versus Mike Norris. A full house. Through 4, Tommy John has struck out 2, walked 1. He has had 6 ground ball outs. It'll be Dave McKay, Rob Piccolo, Ricky Henderson, the leadoff hitter.
Dave McKay.
McKay lined to right field in the 3rd. Tommy John finished 4th in the American League for the season in ERA. And McCaddy, Stewart, Dennis Lamp. 1 ball. Yankees scored their 3 runs in the 1st inning. After a Mumphrey strikeout leading it off, a single, a walk by Winfield, Jackson. 2-hopper, Larry Milburn. Watson 1 out. In that Yankee 3-run first, Winfield with a hard slide and a possible double play ball by Jackson kept the inning going. Gamble walk. Nettles a 2-out double, scored all 3. There are your ERA leaders in the American League. McCaddy will go tomorrow for Oakland. Rudy May, who has not pitched effectively for the Yankees, will be thrown into the number 2 starting spot in ball game 2. Chop foul by Piccolo. 1 out, 3-0, Yankees lead. Billy Martin. A protege of Casey Stengel. As is Whitey Herzog, Darrell Johnson when he managed the Red Sox. Almost every one of the offices of these men that you go and who played for Casey, they have a Casey Stengel picture behind their desk. One strike, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Nettles moved to his right, but Piccolo gets it by for a single to left field. So Piccolo is on, getting some instructions from Jackie Moore. Henderson has gotten on base an awful lot. We talked to him about getting on base.
You know, I feel that, you know, that's a good compliment of people that's saying keep Ricky Henderson off the base. But, you know, I believe that Kansas City kept me off the base for 2 games in a row, and we won the ball game. So I don't believe in that all the time. If you keep me off the base, you still got to worry about 8 more batters in my lineup for us to keep me off the base.
And the A's prove that they're more than a one-dimensional ball club. It's not just Billy Ball with their league-leading 104 home runs. 1 out. Ball 1. Henderson grounded out to second base and doubled to left field. Hitting with Piccolo in first. Henderson is one hitter who does not fear hitting with 2 strikes. He has a little power. 2-0 from Tommy John. John will not give in to a hitter. He never says, here it is, hit it right down the middle. He might start a ball down the middle of the plate and it drifts right on the outside corner. Ground ball. Milburn, bad hop off his glove. Piccolo will try for third and make it. Henderson will go to second base, and he makes it. A tough hop for Larry Milburn, who's played so well, replacing Bucky Dent.
The big play is the ability of Henderson to get to second base. Here's that play once again. You see it go off the glove. Piccolo didn't hesitate, but Henderson with good speed gets down to second, and that takes away that double play situation. And obviously a base hit, and it's a 3-2 ball game.
The center fielder, Dwayne Murphy.
So now Oakland has runners on second and third with 1 out. They are trailing by 3 as Billy Martin has his number 2 hitter up, Dwayne Murphy. Ground ball, it'll score a run. Randolph. Watson out number 2. Henderson rounds third base bag. Make sure that Watson was keeping an eye on him, so it's now 3-1. George Steinbrenner, who stormed into the clubhouse after game number 4 against the Brewers, berated Cerrone, Winfield, said that he was paying them too much money to have them make the kind of mistakes they did. So there are 2 outs. And it's Cliff Johnson who has struck out and got on by an error.
Tony, that was ruled a double all the way, a 2-base hit.
Well, it is very generous. Gene Swartz of the San Francisco Examiner, the co-scorers in this ball game. 1 ball, no strikes to Johnson with 2 down. Milburn had to go a couple of steps to his right, and the ball might have taken a funny hop. It played Johnson to pull in the infield. Milburn shading him toward the hole. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yankee bullpen, little activity. Davis, he and the Gooseman, the big men out of that bullpen. He's up, I would say, fairly early.
With Henderson at third, Tommy John is pitching from the stretch. 7 times this season, as we look at Henderson, that the A's tried to steal home. They were unsuccessful. They were 0 for 7. Chopped foul by Johnson. They were credited with a steal of home. Runners in first and third, and the pitcher threw over to first base, and an unlikely man, Jeff Newman, came on and stole home. There's the stat of Henderson with terrific speed down at third base and 2 outs and a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Johnson. Good extra base power, and Cliff Johnson at the plate, making Tommy John wait. Nettles getting Johnson the line. Hit by John, but positioned perfectly as Willie Randolph fires to Watson. They strand Henderson, but they do come up with 1 run. So in the middle of the 5th here in Yankee Stadium for the American League pennant, it is the New York Yankees 3, the Oakland A's 1. Due up, Randolph, Mumphrey, and Larry Milburn for the Yankees. Joe Garagiola, Tony Kubek, along with our super stat man Steve Dans, back in Yankee Stadium for the bottom of the 5th, where the Yankees lead 3-1. Mike Norris. I think it's a strange thing last year. Not so much that Mike Norris did not win the Cy Young Award last year in the American League. He was 22-9. But the fact is strange that 3 writers who cast ballots never had Norris's name on the ballot.
That is very different.
That is strange.
Can't understand that.
Oakland with 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. The Yankees 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. Be Willie Randolph, who fly to right center field. A good catch by Murphy. Randolph in a season-long slump. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. It was Randolph who, after the strike, got in Mr. Steinbrenner's doghouse just a little bit when he had a scheduled charitable event he went to, did not show up for a mandatory workout, was fined. 2 balls, 1 strike. Joe Altobelli, former San Francisco Giants manager, coaching down at third base. There is a lot of baseball experience behind Bob Lemon on that bench, isn't there? 3-1. Jeff Torborg, who serves now as bullpen coach, managed Cleveland, Yogi, of course, the Yankees and the Mets.
Clyde King.
King. 3 balls, 1 strike to Willie Randolph. 3-2. Randolph says that almost all year long, he said, it's been a strange year. I have hit the ball hard. He said, I've experienced months of hitting the ball hard, not getting it. He got him. Mike Norris changed his speeds as Randolph way out in front, 1 out.
Here's a swing. You can see that Randolph,
The center fielder,
he's way out in front,
Jerry
just misses
Humphrey.
it completely full.
Strikeout number 3 for Mike Norris. He walked 2, both of those in the first inning. Now it's Jerry Mumphrey as Klutz moves in at third base looking for a bunt. I want to say Clyde Klutz, late Clyde. It's Mickey Klutz. Fouled out of play. 1 strike. Look out, Mike. Gold Glove winner. He pounces on the ball. He will not get him. Boy, that ball hit right back at the face of Mike Norris. He was a 1980 Gold Glove winner for fielding.
You'll see the play. Watch the reaction. Now, once he goes down, he doesn't stay down. The good athlete that he is, he literally ends up on the other side of first base. Now, he'll pick up the ball, and here's another look at it. Watch the reaction, and he just keeps going once the ball gets by the first baseman. Moore. It was there you see Norris in your picture as Moore couldn't come up with the ball, and now Pichilow's just in talking to him, just trying to settle him down with 1 out here. Billy Martin looking on.
And Mumphrey is stealing base stealing threat right here. Milbourne has pretty good bat control. 1 out. Klutz has come way up at third base once again. The infielders telling Mike Norris who's going to take the throw, and the ball hit back to him. Pitch out. Billy Martin called the pitch out from the bench. They thought that Bob Lemon might have had a steal or hit and run going. Mumphrey stole 13 bases in 1981. He was caught 9 times. Injured the good part of the year with a foot injury. 1-0. He's going. Swing. Here comes the throw from Newman. He is out. Now an argument. Joe Altobelli will come out. Mumphrey thought he had the corner of the bag as he tried to slide away from the throw.
After the pitch out, they start him. He's got a pretty good jump. You see him looking at the batter, try to find that ball. Now let's see, what do you think?
Didn't look like he tagged him from that angle, but we'll give you another one that may give you a better view. Tagged him after his hand if he did, after his hand was on the bag. He slides away from the ball. That is Jerry Neudecker, the second base umpire. He never missed him, did he?
He never tagged him.
Pichillo goes back for the second tag, and that was the proof. He tagged him when his hand was on the bag. It was an awfully difficult call.
That's the one that shows it right here. Now watch, he misses his hand.
Watch him go back.
Now he'll go back and try to get him again.
All right, on a 2-ball, 1 strike count with 2 outs. Milbourne lines a single to right. Good camera work, guys.
I think Mumphrey had a legitimate beef there because Pichillo missed the tag and went back the second time to get him. It was a good slide.
Newman is now throwing out 4 in a row going back to the Kansas City series.
Watch Pichillo's hand now. It's behind Mumphrey. Now, he'll go back and try to make it. There he goes, going to make the tag now. Right there. He knew he missed him, and he was a little bit surprised.
Well, apparently Jerry Neudecker, you can see by that, is saying he tagged you on the arm as you went by the first time. There are 2 outs. Yankees 3, Oakland 1. Dave Winfield, who has walked, hit into a fielder's choice.